Hi guys, great to be here with you today. Today we're starting a new topic based on Hebrews 11 over the summer months, bringing out one video a week instead of two. We'll be looking at faith in action and having a deeper look at some of the people mentioned in that chapter. Now it says in Hebrews 11:1 that faith is having confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And there are many heroes of faith mentioned, and we won't have time to look at all of them, but you might want to do that in your own time. We're going to start off with looking at Noah. Many of you may already know the big story of the Bible that involves Noah, but the reason he's a hero of faith comes at the start of that story. But first of all, who was Noah? Well, Noah can be found in Genesis chapters 5 to 9, and you can read about him in detail there. It tells us that Noah is a descendant of Adam and Eve, and that Noah had a wife and 3 sons called Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We don't hear many people call that nowadays. And they had their wives as well. By this time, the world had moved on from the perfect state in the Garden of Eden, and the world was getting worse and worse. God saw that not only were people's actions, but all their thoughts as well were just evil all the time, all except Noah. And God decided that the only way forward was to bring a flood to wipe away everyone and all the evil in the world, and to kind of start it off again with Noah and his family. But for that to happen, Noah needed to be safe. So in Genesis 6:13, God tells Noah his plan and tells Noah that he needs to build an ark. But let's just step back for a minute. Noah isn't really living near any water. He's not living by the seaside. Noah is surrounded by people that wouldn't like him anyway already. Not just because he was faithful to God, but because everyone else was just evil. Noah would have had to mind his step wherever he went. And God tells him to build an ark because the floods are coming. What on earth was going through Noah's mind? What would his family say if he started doing that? What would his neighbours say? But this is why Noah is a hero of faith. It simply says at the end of Genesis 6:22 that Noah did everything just as God commanded it. If we put ourselves in Noah's shoes, you might be thinking that there doesn't seem to be any reason to build an ark. Yes, God says there'll be a flood, but an ark is pretty big. How much of a flood we're talking? Everyone around Noah would not have done what Noah did. No one else had faith like Noah. When faced with doing something that God wanted him to do, even though it was completely against not just what everyone else was doing, but against the whole culture at the time, Noah did what God wanted him to do because he had faith in God, and because Noah and his family and a load of animals were saved. What God said happened, which is usually the case, and if Noah hadn't have done that crazy thing that God told him to do in the first place, we wouldn't be sat here talking about him now. Noah is a hero of faith because he knew that doing what God wanted him to do was more important than anything else. So what is God wanting you to do? Does it sound crazy? Does it go against the culture of the day? But do those things even matter? What is God saying to you? Let us have faith like Noah and do what God wants us to do today.